Welcome everyone to today's masterclass, the Empress Codes. I'm Janine Howard and I'm going to run you through about an hour masterclass today of the 4 codes that when you embody into your business and your life can have an absolute profound effect in the way that you actually earn money in a way that feels energetically aligned to you. And we have this code, one of them you'll find out, and that is where you can actually, by working less, you'll earn more. By doing less, you'll earn more, and you get to be more and really have your life come first. Welcome everyone as you're coming in. I can see some people have got their kids with them, which is super awesome because my kids are here as well. They may interrupt us, who knows, right? This is how we roll here. Because if you have been following me for a while, you know that I do homeschool my kids. We will talk about that as we go as well. It's actually unschooling, whole different philosophy. But this is really the codes that I have embodied into my business and life that have been the game changer in the way that I get to live and work and earn income. And my clients are also embodying these as well. And during today's masterclass, I'm actually going to show you some results for our clients, tell you some stories. You can share in the chat at any time as well. I've got my team here. We've got Sarah Finlay. We've got Cleo, who's tagged as Empress Empires. So they're here to help you with anything that you need during this masterclass. And with that, let's get on with the show. So I'm just going to share my screen. All right, so the Empress Codes. What I want to say before I start this masterclass is that when we're talking about codes, we're talking about an energetic universal blueprint that is unseen, however, is the most important thing that runs the way that you live and work. A code is something that I have personally downloaded through the universal Wi-Fi, if you like, and brought those codes into my business. So as I'm going through this masterclass, keep thinking these are energetic principles that then have a real world effect. And hopefully already you can see that we do business completely different to any other business coach out there. We play in the energetic world first, what I call the feminine world, and then we bring those codes into how you show up in your business, right? Makes sense? If it doesn't, let me know as well in the chat. All right, so let's dive into the Empress Codes. These Empress Codes, when you embody these, they allow you to align to your highest soul blueprint, right? Each and every one of you have a unique soul blueprint. We'll dive into that during the masterclass. It allows you to build what I call your legacy empire, that empire that you know is in complete alignment to you. It's true for you and it has a lasting impact and ripple effect. For example, me building my legacy empire has such an impact on the women that we work with. So they get impacted, earn more money in their business, embody these codes. They'll impact their family. Imagine their daughters, their children passing these codes on energetically and literally. So I actually get to have a massive ripple effect, not just through my own family, my own generational future generations, but also too in the clients that I work with. We really have this code about more income with more impact, right? Gone are the days where you had to do a lot of work or to have volume to have income and impact. And we'll go into that too. And of course, more time. I mean, really at the core of humans on this planet right now, we're all seeking freedom. We're all seeking more time. We're seeking more quality time to be present with ourselves and our family. So we're going to dive into that today. So does that sound great? I'd love to hear from you in the chat as well. Let me know as you go, like, who are you? What do you do in the world? So these codes are like an energetic stamp that once my clients embody into themselves and their business, they can make 10K days their new normal. I've got clients earning multiple six figures without running ads, without running webinars, without doing all of those sort of bro marketing techniques. I've got clients who will book a high-end 7K client within days of launching a brand new offer, brand new consultant or coach, right? I've got clients who literally sell out their programs with just a handful of posts to the world. I'll give you an example. We just had notification today that one of our clients sold out their entire program. The program just started, and I was like, I reckon you could sell this out. Still give it time. And she did, bang, like that. So that actually brought in over $33,000. It's probably more like $40,000 of new revenue that they never had on their bottom line before, and they run that 3 times a year. Look, there's an extra 100K with ease that my clients have bought in. We've got clients who are booked out 3 weeks in advance. We've got clients who can sell a 25 to 50K offer over Messenger. We've got clients who used to work 5 days a week hustling, now work 3 days a week and earn 4 times as much as what they were earning when they're working 5 days a week, right? We've got clients who earn 35K in just 5 weeks. This just happened the other day, right? This client had a 100% conversion rate with all of her offers and made 35K in sales in just 5 weeks, right? And we've had clients who were earning by the hour. So, you know, $35 per the hour, and actually now selling $35,000 packages with ease. Why can my clients do this? Because they've embodied the Empress Codes. All right, so let's dive in. The reason that you may be feeling right now challenged with selling, say, 35K in 5 weeks, or working 3 days instead of 5 and earning more, is that many of us are still encoded with what I call the patriarchal energy. And think about this, the world has actually been run by the masculine energy, which I'll actually say the wounded masculine energy, the patriarchal, for eons, right? And that is, it's nothing to do with men or women. However, today I'm going to use the word woman, or I'm going to use that about the feminine energy. And moving out of this patriarchal energy now is where we're finding what I call the rub. Like, think about the resistance. All of the old that no longer serves is coming up to be looked at, to be brought to our attention, and to be healed and transformed. Now, you only have to look at the shit show the world is in at the present time, right? Only have to look at the last couple of years of what's been going on. You only have to look at what's happening right now in the media about truths being told. All of this is coming up to the surface to be looked at, to be healed, so that we can move into a matriarchal society, which is run by the divine feminine. So we're kind of in this limbo land, right? We're in this in-between where women have really forgotten who they are. They've forgotten how powerful they are. They've forgotten all of their ancient wisdom. However, it's coming to the forefront. And this is why I do what I do, because I'm here for those women that are in that in-between and help them move out of that rub and into this space of the divine feminine, of being able to run their businesses from abundance, style, ease, and grace, which we'll talk about soon. And so the world's changing rapidly. You could all feel it, right? Can anyone feel it? Like, pop in the chat, let us know. Are you in the rub in this, you know, can you feel of the old stuff? And if you're not, well, you know, I would say dig a little deeper, because we all are, right? I'm not perfect. None of us are perfect. The more that we can allow these old ways of being and old ways of doing show up in the world, the more that we can look at it and transform from it. And so in business in particular, I truly believe we are on the brink of a revolution in the way that we do business. And I tell you what, I'm doing it and my clients are doing it too. And here's the solution. So if everything was run by the patriarchal, which is let's think about the masculine energy instead of feminine. So masculine is very much about, and this is the unhealed masculine, is greed, control, coercion, misogyny, separation, division, right? Pop in the chat. What do you believe that means? All right, what do you believe that means? The unhealed masculine. So we're moving out of that now. And it's going to be a rough ride. It has been a rough ride, and that's okay too. But the women who are here today, if you're watching this, know that you are being called to step up. You are being called to really master the marriage between the masculine, the sacred masculine, and the divine feminine. Because in that feminine nature, it is compassionate, it is empathetic, it is caring, it is wisdom, it is nurturing, right? It is love. We're going to talk about that today. And so this quote by the Dalai Lama, he said this back in 2007, "The world will be saved by the Western woman." I believe we are literally seeing this play out right here, right now. And there's no better time ever for you listening here today. There's no better time, because we actually live an extremely privileged life, right? We are the women who are educated. We are the women who have access to resources. And if we can move beyond the fear and the scarcity and the lack and the control and the ego and move into the divine feminine energy using these Empress codes, the sky's the limit. We can actually have massive impact on the world. And I'm talking each and every one of us. You don't have to write a book. You don't have to speak on stages around the world. You don't have to start a charity, right? You can actually just literally save the world starting with you, right? And that's what I'm calling you to do today. Start with you, and then the ripple effect will actually raise the frequency of the planet and save the world, right? I get dramatic sometimes, but hey, like, this is powerful stuff. This is literally my mission. So what we need in the world are women who are healed. We need women to remember their feminine power. We need women like you who are uncovering their soul's work. We need women like you who will stand up and save the world. We need women like you who raise the frequency and consciousness of the world. And we really need that balance of the masculine and the feminine. So welcome to the Empress Codes. So those of you who are joining, many of you will have met me before, either in person or online. And those of you who don't know me, my background is very much from empires, right? So I have personally led and owned multi-million-dollar businesses, particularly in the media industry. So if you didn't know, I've had 15 years of being a magazine publisher and editor of my own companies. Prior to that, since 2003, I've actually run other people's publishing companies. At one stage, I was head of 13 sister magazines across all of Queensland and New South Wales. And, you know, so I know what I'm doing in terms of like running empires. And me, myself, like, we've turned over millions of dollars in my own businesses. I personally have influenced and coached thousands of women to live their best lives and build beautiful business empires. These are everyone from coaches to consultants to all service-based businesses. I can actually, I have a saying in our company, I can coach any woman in any business, because business is business, right? So, but my background really is in magazines, media, and in particular coaching and consulting. And, you know, I have learned from the best in the industry. I have made it my mission to always find the top mentors in the world, whether they're over in the States, I will fly over there. I will do what it takes. So in the past, I have spent a lot of money, a lot of money on my own personal development and my business education. But, you know, it's always paid off. So my coaching business, I scaled to 6 figures within the first 8 months. I now have a multi-6-figure, gorgeous business with an incredible team. The girls are here today. It's not a huge team. We are all divinely connected, you know, spirit women who really have the same mission. So I'm so blessed to work with these women. And of course, I'm a mama, right? I'm a mother to 2 incredible children who we unschool. And those of you, if you want to know what unschooling is, send me a message. It's a whole other topic. So here's just a little glimpse of my magazine empire from back in the day. So I had Profile Magazine, was my first magazine title that I had here on the Sunshine Coast. It was a regional magazine. We then took national a couple of years ago. I actually closed that down in the middle of COVID, print magazines, all the things. Australian Content Magazine, we've interviewed some of the world's top leading women like Naomi Simpson. And I also had a gorgeous boutique premium parenting magazine called Little One. That was on news agency shelves through Australia, New Zealand, United States, UAE, Singapore, and a few other countries. So, you know, I have run the empires. However, when I ran those empires, I literally was doing that from all I knew how. And that was from the unhealed masculine. Man, I tell you what, I was the bossiest boss, like a boss bitch babe that you could ever come across. I actually had a lot of my team and other people saying to me, like, I'm actually really scared of you. There may be parallels to Miranda from Devil Wears Prada, all the things. So, you know, it was a thing. Like, I thought to run my empire, I needed to be in control, you know, micromanaged, you know, bossy boss and all of the things. And look, even my hairdo back in the day, like, it was severe. But that's all I knew at the time. That's all I knew. And the ramifications of me working 80 hours a week, hustling my bum off, being absolutely stressed to the hilt all of the time. I mean, I had a massive team of staff. I think I had 6 full-timers plus multiple contractors that every month I've got to pay, and I've got to pay print bills and office and all of those things. And it really had massive impacts on my health. Many of you know my story. Just to quickly give you an overview, I actually experienced multiple miscarriages in that day and age because my body just was not in a place that it could actually, you know, have babies. I was too stressed. I remember at one stage, like, I had a tick in my eye, like a twitch in my eye for months and months and months, thinking that was kind of normal. I had massive back troubles, all of the things. Some of you may resonate perhaps in the past where you've worked in corporate or your own businesses and had those similar kind of stories, right? And I know that in my marriage, like, I was in control. I was boss lady, right? Until I had my first child, until I finally had my first child. So Jack, that's little Frankie just there. Jack was born in 2003. And really for me, finally being able to become pregnant and having that baby, I actually had a home birth, a beautiful, amazing, crazy goddess channeling home birth here at my property in Budgem on the Sunshine Coast. Really started an absolute transformation for me. So I literally changed everything in my life, right? I changed the way that I worked. I knew that I could not keep my magazine empire up, even though I'd really got it to a place where my team were running the show. It was stressing me out. It was really the old part of me. So I actually sold that magazine, made great money, sold it to the first person I offered it to, and then really went about flipping my life upside down. And I set my life intentionally. So I didn't even know what these codes were back in the day. but I was doing these codes anyway. And so I decided to move to Melbourne with my husband so that he could pursue his career as an actor. I decided that never again would I be working those 80-hour weeks. In fact, I pretty much only worked 3 days a week since my children were born, and less than, right? So when I say 3 days a week, often I'm doing, I don't know, 10 hours a week type thing, right? And earning more profit than I ever was before. And so now my family and I, we literally get to co-create a life that is complete freedom. Now, a lot of people talk about freedom, but I tell you what, until you've really embodied what that is, it's not just a financial freedom, it's a freedom energetically, it's a freedom mindset, it's a freedom of everything's completely possible, it's a freedom co-creating with the universe on a daily basis and being in complete alignment most of the time, and if not coming back. That is what freedom is, all right? And I'm hand on heart, blessed. I've got that freedom now because I consciously created that. However, as I said before, nothing's ever perfect. And so we co-created this amazing life and living in Melbourne and doing the acting thing. And I started my coaching business. And then all of my shit came up in my face. So those self-sabotage patterns all came back in. So I actually got to a point where I had the breakdown before the breakthrough. Sidebar, you don't have to have the breakdown to break through, right? It doesn't have to be as dramatic as mine was, but hey, I like doing things dramatic. So that was rock bottom for me. I remember this photo was taken when I went to Paris in 2017 in September. And that was a real pivotal moment for me, that I realized my perfectionism, my good girl syndrome was really holding me back from truly embodying what that freedom was. And so, yeah, without going too dramatic, it was a pretty full-on breakdown. And so I knew then that I had to completely embody this new way of being in all ways. And so then I downloaded these codes. I downloaded them through meditation, hypnosis, and learning how to go into the Akashic records. So now my mission, I know my mission, right? I downloaded my mission. I didn't have to think about it too long. In fact, the more I tried to think about what it was, the more it moved away from me. When I actually allowed myself to tune into the universal energies, the messages are right there. Right. So I've mentioned the Akashic records is one method that I use for myself and my clients to be able to tune into what their soul mission is. So my mission and our company's mission is to align elite female leaders like you to their highest soul blueprint and activate their inner Empress codes so they can step into more income, more impact, and more time. Because I'm telling you now, if you just take the income and the impact without you embodying the ease code that we'll talk about soon, there is still a level of unfulfillment. So we have such a beautiful group of women that we get to work with. They're in my collective. I call it the Empress Women Collective. We have a gorgeous Facebook group full of these women, and we've got programs that are very bespoke and intimate. And so, you know, this photo was actually taken quite a while ago, but many of these women are still working with us, right? The way that we work, we're not like a coaching factory where we pump women in and we pump them out and off they go. Our women keep working with us year after year after year, because they get to up-level themselves year after year after year. And what better way to stay in a sisterhood of amazing women? So let's dive into each of the codes now. So I call them the feminine foundations for your business, aka the Empress Codes. And there's 4 of them: abundance, style, ease, and grace. Sidebar, when I first came up with these, which is actually back in 2014, I didn't understand the significance of them. To me, they were they were very fancy marketing words. And they still had, like, there was pillars and all of the things, but they didn't have the energetic significance that they do until I truly embodied them energetically and then literally in my business. So the first one, let's deal with the abundance code, right? The abundance code is all about the money. And it's not just the money, but I'm telling you now, ladies, when you activate and embody this code of abundance, it aligns you to the frequency of love. And this is your superpower frequency. Love aligns with money. I'm just going to show you the scale of consciousness by David Hawkins. Hopefully you can see this. Basically, if you think about energy has a measurable frequency. Emotions have a measurable frequency. Now, I do need to put my glasses on for this one. If you can see down the bottom of this graph, right down the bottom where it's red, you'll see that there is a word, shame, right? Shame emotion resonates. Like, you can actually, like, this is my science background side of things, you can actually measure the frequency of the emotion shame at 20 hertz. Then if you go to the top of this graph, it says enlightenment, and it's 700 plus hertz. So just on an easy scale, we can go down the bottom. The lower the frequency of emotion, the more contracted it is. More contracted it is. So imagine when you're feeling shame and guilt, you don't feel expansive, you feel contracted. And we often even physically will contract, will hide away, will move into pain, will, literally crawl up into a ball, in your bathroom floor, those moments. So if we're running a frequency of guilt and shame and even apathy, we're actually at a really low vibrational frequency. Then at the other end of the scale, if we're actually running a frequency of love at 528 hertz, or joy at 540 hertz, or peace at 600 hertz, it's a very open and expansive energy. Why does this matter? Why does that matter? It matters because when your energetic field is open and expansive, it attracts like for like. Law of Attraction 101. Like energy attracts like energy. When you're in the frequency of love, you actually effortlessly and easily attract in clients to that energy. Clients equals money. When you're running a paradigm or a belief system that is in fear, say, which is at 100 frequency, many people are running at fear, no judgment whatsoever. I've been there, done that. It's more challenging to attracting clients. It's more challenging to attracting money because you're constrictive. People can't even feel your energy. They can't even see you on social media because your energy is running so low. Does that make sense? And this is why when you focus on aligning yourself to the frequency of love, that's when abundance comes in effortlessly. And I'm telling you now, abundance is not just money. Abundance is opportunities. Abundance is synchronicities. Abundance is connections. The abundance is in all ways, shape, or form that your life and business gets to be so freaking joyful. And then you go up the spiral. You go into joy, you go into peace, and you get moments of freaking enlightenment. Right? Freaking enlightenment. Hashtag freaking enlightenment. Now that is the abundance code. There's more to it, but at a basic level, you want to stay above the line. You want to stay in the frequency of love and above, not fear and below. And catch yourself on a daily basis without judgment on self. Oh, one moment, I just came from fear. If you're coming from fear, shift that. How can I shift into a frequency of love, knowing that when I do that, I'm going to be able to attract in more clients and more money, right? Awareness is everything. Awareness is the first step to transformation. Second step is no judgment on self, because as soon as you have judgment on self, boop, you go back under the line, right? This is something that is not easy to master. This is why my clients work with me continuously, so that they can really exercise this muscle of abundance. And I tell you what, when you do this, life becomes so magical, right? My clients have money showing up left, right, and center that they never even expected. So you don't have to work for it all the time. And the second part of this abundance code is activation. Now, the one part I didn't talk about, my background, I'm actually a scientist. So I studied at university, did a Bachelor of Science. I've got 3 majors: biology, geography, environmental studies. I did become a high school teacher until I realized that was just not my thing. So then I worked in the tourism industry. Now, the reason I'm talking about my science background is that I still like to have the science side of things. Genetically, you can actually turn on this abundance code by activating it. You can actually turn on your DNA and rewire it. This is not mindset. This is not affirmations. That is all surface level. You can affirmation yourself silly and still be in the same place. When you get down to activation on an energetic frequency, that changes everything. We actually have an abundance activation meditation that if you stay to the end, Cleo is going to send it to you, right? This is the same one my clients use, that literally rewire their cellular level and their DNA to be open to abundance. This is why I say we ain't like any other business coaching company, right? This is science and energy and spiritual stuff. I'm down with the woo and I'm down with the science behind it. You can also activate your heart to the infinity codes. The infinity codes, right? I had the privilege of having my infinity codes activated within my heart energy by an amazing mentor a few years ago, and now I can pass that wisdom and knowledge onto you as well, right? Does that sound really cool? Like, imagine calling in your clients energetically, right? This is what my clients get to do when they really embody the abundance code. And you get to charge your worth, right? So you get to command really high fees. You get to have offers of 50K. You get to have offers of whatever it works for you. 5K is life-changing, fine. However, you're probably worth a lot more. And so what these abundance codes start doing is you start trusting yourself. You start realizing how powerful you actually are and how the level of your transformation is actually worth so much more. And look, on a practical level, think about this. If you can go and work with 10 clients at 10K, there's 100 grand. Or you could work with 10 clients at 100K each, there's $1 million business, right? It just starts to get down to numbers of how quickly and easily you want to make really good money in your business. And again, I trigger the shit out of my clients because I'm like, excellent. So I think we're going to up your rates again. They're like, all right. And they do, and they work through these codes to reactivate and realign to that higher level. Sound good? Awesome. Empress code number 2, style. This has nothing to do with how you look and how you dress, although it kind of does too. And I love that part. I'm all a bit of a mirror ball today. The style code is more about you doing it your way. What do I mean by that? I spent far too long in my businesses trying to do my business and even do my life the way that someone else was doing it. So for example, you know, I had a mentor who was doing massive big programs with like 150 women in it and traveling the world. And, you know, I was like, oh my God, I just want to be exactly like her. So I created a paradigm for myself that I wasn't successful unless I had 150 women in my program. And I ran that for years. And we pushed, we got high, and then we come back down. And I would go, oh, I'm a failure because I can't do it like she does. Right? Oh my God, that's her way. It's not my way. In fact, the worst thing, we've talked as a team, we don't want 150 clients, right? Less is more for us. We're a boutique coaching company. We are not the company who is going to, you know, you just become a number. Like I normally know people's dogs' names, right? Let alone their kids' names, right? Literally. And so I prefer less is more. And I've always run my businesses like that, very boutique. And so your superpower is you building your business that's your way and living in a way that's authentic to you. Mind you, that mentor, she didn't have kids, right? It's a whole other thing having children. And I know the people who don't have children go, it's not a thing. You go, it's a thing, people. The mothers in here can tell you it's a thing. So the way that we do this with our clients is we reverse engineer from their life first and build the business around it, not the other way around, which is the way most people do it. So what I mean by that is I'm more interested in how a woman wants to live her life in her highest level. So for example, we've got a client at the moment who's got 3 young children. Now, if I said to her, okay, you need to build a webinar and do a thing and a funnel and show up every day and do social media all of the time, she would literally implode, right? She doesn't want to do that. So I'm like, okay, well, how do you want to live your life? She only wants to work a couple of days a week in her business and not even the whole day. But like Tuesday, Wednesdays is what she's got available in her business, but not the whole day, right? And then the rest of the time she wants to be mum, she wants to be present. I'm like, okay, let's do that. How much do you want to earn? To have your highest level lifestyle, how much do you want to earn? And so then we build the business around that. So clearly she's not going to be having hundreds of clients. Clearly she's not going to be doing, you know, hourly sessions and charging hourly. She needs a way to be able to scale that. So we're setting her up in a way that feels aligned to her. Because I tell you what, I can tell anyone a strategy. I can build a business model for anyone, but it's not mine, right? It's not me telling someone else. The way that we do this is super bloody cool. So there's 2 things. One, the client will, you know, go, this is how I want to live, this is how I want to work, all of that. And secondly, we'll channel it. We will channel it. I'll channel first for my client until they can exercise their own channeling muscle and do it themselves. So this is just not cookie cutter. Here you go. Here's a great way of doing it. This is literally channeled for each client. This is what I'm talking about. Your own creativity, your own way, not my way, not what someone else does. And the magic is really here. So when you download, and we'll talk about that a little bit later, download your way of doing things, it's new, it's fresh, it's not what someone else is doing already in the world. Like you think about now, there's, you know, like everyone's going, oh, Facebook groups and, you know, friend requesting and all of that. That wasn't a thing a year ago. Well, not many people were doing. Do you know what I mean? Like ClickFunnels wasn't a thing a long time ago. Like there's different ways of marketing and different business models. And honestly, it's kind of fashion. It changes, right? It's the next big thing. This is where you get to not do the next big thing, get to do it your way, your unique path. And what we teach our clients now, we have one of our past clients actually has come into the business and teaching quantum human design. Now we've done a lot of trainings on this recently, This is actually a combination of astrology, the energetic blueprint of when you were born, where you're born, all of this coded in. You can literally download your blueprint. You can literally download what you're meant to do in the world, who you're meant to serve. And the really cool thing about it is we can actually teach you what your profit centers are, meaning what, and this is a whole other topic, so I won't go into it today. Actually, if you're interested, type human design in the chat and Cleo can send you a training on that. But the profit centers are the open centers in your energetic field where you can communicate best with your ideal client, right? That they'll actually energetically connect in with you, right? Too much to go into today, but if you're interested, type human design. And then the third code is ease. The third code is ease. I think this is my favorite code. We have proven this code time and time and time again. So for example, I've played a game with myself many times. Played a game that if I go away on holidays, how much money do you reckon I can make? Right? And I don't mean that from a greed way, but like just to like, wouldn't this be cool? Imagine if I can make more money when I go away than when I'm actually working all the time, right? And all the time is not all the time. So I've proven this over and over again. So often during, I remember 1 month, I was away for 3 weeks of the month, and I had more in that month than I did the previous 3 months. My clients do the same. One of our clients has actually had a vision for her and her husband to work and travel overseas in the States, and actually went to New York for a few months and built her business around that so that she could earn more and work less while traveling. Like, that's freaking cool, right? That's because she had the vision for it. She reversed engineered her business around her life. Constantly, we have clients who, when they first come to me, the first thing I do with clients is go, how many hours are you working, right? Oh, you're working 5 days a week, work 4. And they're like, oh, work 4. Now work 3. And it is proven that the less that they work, the more they earn and the more profit that they have as well. This is not about just stacking team in, right? And then becoming really unprofitable. No, we love to have at least a 60% profit rate for our business and other businesses, right? Completely. And so what happens is when you embody this code, this energetic code, and you trust that this is actually a thing, you trust that you can prove to yourself that the less you work, the more you earn. What happens is that you become really expansive. You become really open to receiving. This is the beauty of the feminine code. This is the beauty of being allowing and receiving to be supported in all ways, to allow these beautiful high-level clients to come in. You know, I say it's the most feminine energy. If there was a scale, a scale of feminine energy, this ease code is the one that, you know, embody first, the rest start coming from this. And it's not just about, right, well, I'll just stop working Fridays from now on and then everything's going to play out. It's the embodiment of it. So it's not just the practical doing, it's the embodiment of it, because there's no point if, for example, you go, right, I'm not going to work Fridays. And then on Fridays, you're like, white knuckling all the way, going, is the money going to come? Is it happening? And then you spend your whole time just stressing out, right? And it's also not zoning out and just doing Netflix all day and blocking yourself from actually experiencing life. It is getting out there and grounding yourself and doing beautiful feminine activities. It might be yoga, it might be meditation, it might be playing with your children, it might be, I don't know, whatever makes you feel like a really expansive goddess. One of my clients, when she first came to me, she was selling healing by the hour. We quickly packaged her up. So I think her first package was about $6,000 to work with her for 6 months. And then she started having a goddess day each week. And on her goddess day, she was like, oh my God, like sometimes she would actually watch Netflix, right? But she'd maybe have some beautiful dark chocolate and then doing, you know, gorgeous activities. She'd go to the spa. It doesn't have to cost money, but for her, like just these days that made her feel like a goddess. And quickly we doubled her rates. She even worked less. And so then she started getting booked out. Her packages ended up being $15,000 for 6 months for healing. And I know there's so many broke healers out there that, you know, it's not the way. You get to go first. You get to embody these codes first. And then you can imagine with my client, the transformation that she was giving her clients, because she was in expansion. She was in ease. She was in abundance. She wasn't in fear. She's in love energy, right? And then taking inspired action. So we are not about just meditating and everything will come to you. Kind of does. And taking the aligned action for it to show up. So we must have the marriage of the masculine and the feminine energy. We must have both. I always say to my clients, it's like 10% is the masculine energy. This is the systems, the structure, the team, the support, you know, like being a CEO of your business, right? We do absolutely need that. It's the foundation so that then the feminine can rest. It can be supported by the masculine. The masculine can hold the feminine to be in ease, to be in flow, to be in abundance, to be in style, to be in grace, right? Does that make sense? So we must have both, which brings us to our fourth code, grace. Think about what it would be to embody your highest self each and every moment of the day in your business. Feel into how magnetic, aligned, divine it would be to have that level of grace in your business. And how we get to that is a few things. One of them, I believe the portal between the energetic blueprint, like that's in the universe, in the Akashic records, and your physical body and your energetic body is what I call the soul star chakra. So it's about, oh, I've run over a dog. I knew I was, sorry, Coco. It's about here above you in an energy. We have chakras. I'm sure you all know about your 7 main chakras in your body. This is actually external. We have loads of chakras in our physical body and an energetic body. So the soul star chakra is like this gateway to your soul blueprint. I can teach you how to actually activate that soul star chakra and allow everything you ever needed to know about your business to come through. I'm literally talking your business model, your ideal client, your program, the price of your program, the marketing messages, literally everything, right? I just got major goosebumps. This is, excuse my French, the fucking magic. When you go beyond this physical body and you run your business from your energetic body and co-create with the universal energies, you are unstoppable. There's no guesswork. There's no making it up. There's no following anyone else. This is the essence of who you truly are, who you have always been. This is when you really activate the wisdom within, right? Our gorgeous soul sister, Sarah here, she's a master at helping women activate this wisdom within. Sarah and I have been running VIP ceremonies for our clients with their business. So what we've been doing is opening up our clients' energetic field. Sarah's running this ceremony. I'm sitting with the client and my business entity is talking to their business entity and actually downloading for them. So they'll download it and then I'll download alongside them. And often I'll because I'm pretty open, I'll actually get all of the details, literally the words for their messaging, everything. This is magical, right? We talk about magic and unicorns and all of that kind of thing in a frivolous sense. This is real. This is when we move into this whole new way of doing business, this matriarchal, divine, feminine way of doing it. It doesn't have to be hard. When you really embody these codes, the abundance, style, ease, and grace codes into yourself and your business, everything changes. Everything gets easier. The old falls away. The new comes in graciously, effortlessly. And I truly believe each and every one of you have been brought here for a specific purpose. No better than purpose, no power over power. Your purpose may well be to transcend your generational patterns for your child. What better ripple effect than that in the world, right? Your particular soul blueprint might have you writing a book, having a TED Talk, being on Oprah's Soul Sunday. It might be, and it may not too. But whatever it is, we can actually tune in for you until you actually master this muscle yourself, right? So you get to connect to your higher self. So through your soul star chakra, we do a lot of work with your heart as well, activating your heart. Whole other topic, but when you align when you have cohesion, this is the word I never remember. And of course I never remember it, so I never remember it. Coherence between your brain and your heart. The Heart Math Institute of the States, Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about this all the time, Greg Braden, Bruce Lipton, all of the greats talk about this all of the time. When you align your mind with your heart, so you're not thinking about your business, you're connecting in here, it comes effortlessly. For example, when I do my marketing, it's always early in the morning before the kids get up. I'm very blessed. My children don't get out of bed till like 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. I get up at like 4:35, so I've got hours. So I can go into a space where I download my content. Within like 5 minutes, I've written something this big and I send it out to the world, and then my team repurposes that and puts it out through the world. I don't even read back because it doesn't need to. Like I don't even read over it, right? If you find spelling mistakes in my emails, the reason is because I never look at it again. I download it and I put it out effortlessly, easily. And those ones are the ones that connect in with people. They'll reply back to that email. They'll reply back to that post. They'll DM me, go, oh my God, everything you're saying, I'm connecting with so much. If ever I go out of that and I try and do marketing, nothing. And that happens. It does happen. Again, I'm not bloody perfect. So every now and again, I'm a little bit out of alignment, and my team, my gorgeous team, thank you girls, will always bring me back. Come back, right? And that's why I'm surrounded by these gorgeous women who understand this mission that we're all on, but it's about coming back to that alignment. Just wanted to give you a quick little overview, because it's not just about me. Like, we've got so many bloody testimonials galore, because I've been doing this a long time. But, just have a quick look. Some of this, making 8K in a week and six grand on Monday, right? That's normal for my clients. On track for over 40K this month. In the past 2 weeks, I've seen a massive shift and lots of new clients coming through, right? I went out in and out of alignment over the last 48 hours, shifted, tweaked, and back even better. Had a call last night with a potential client and just got off another, and guess what, 2 new clients, because she got back in alignment, right? I could go on and on and on. So have a look at these in your own time. some examples of like when you really step into the abundance code. Gorgeous Cara, who actually runs an agency who we work with, she was still doing things the old way, and we had one phone call. And in that one phone call, we designed up a $75,000 offer. She got off my call. She presented it to the client. They signed up. That client's been with them ever since. That's about 3 years ago, right? The reason that she wanted to do that is because she wanted to retire her husband. I was like, well, what does it take? She's like, 75K, and he's retired. Bang. He retired his job. He now works in her business. As you all know, I retired my husband, right? Years ago. My husband has not had to work a normal job for 9 years. Roxy, working as a freelance writer, right? Not enough time for her 2 kids. Hustling, busy, all the things. We actually tuned into her soul legacy work. We packaged it up into like a massive big, there was actually 3 different levels for legacy work. This woman is on fire. She is absolutely in her element, working with high-level clients, working with celebrities as well. Absolute rock star. We call her Rock and Roxy because she's bloody awesome. Yasmin, kinesiologist, you know, charging per the hour. Yasmin's actually worked with me for years. So Yasmin and I did private work together back in like, I don't know, 2015, 2016, worked together for a long time. She keeps coming back, right? When she's ready to up level, she now is about to open a holistic center, right? With her sister, a holistic center that is her absolute dream work. She now has 2 babies who are just gorgeous and gets to run this business while, you know, doing what she loves. Naomi, we also, because my magazine background and media background, Naomi like is just smashing it in the world. So we actually helped her create her own TV show. Right, my husband actually was a presenter in it too, and then got picked up as a host of a Channel 9 show. So that's her legacy work, you know. So some people, it is about being a celebrity and working with celebrities, and that's absolutely fine too, right? So you know, we've got Anne who says earned 12K in a week, followed by 9K weeks. Right? It's what we do. It's how we roll here. Someone else, $24,000 due at the end of the month, a turnover of $218,000, 10 grand. Look, it just keeps coming. 10 grand in 7 days. This is what can happen when you embody these Empress codes. To prove it, this is my business. When I really committed to embodying these Empress codes, our revenue increased by 166% in 12 months. I was effortlessly filling workshops, right? I'd have workshops of like 50 people. Actually, one workshop, we sold $110,000 in one workshop. COVID changed that. We had to go online, that's fine. You know, conversion rate, 30% per workshop. You know, for us, running gorgeous retreats. We've run so many retreats in Bali, Port Douglas, Sunshine Coast, Byron Bay, all of the things, right? That give our clients such deep transformational results. But that's not the reality for most women in business. And I'm going to be really clear about that. My clients are not the norm. Most women are still doing stuff the old way. They're stuck at a revenue ceiling. They're trading time for money. They think they need strategy to grow. Yes, we will do strategy, but it's secondary. We must do the feminine work first, then the masculine comes next. We can do it at the same time. So don't worry, you can earn money while you're embodying all of this feminine work, but it's so different. A lot of women are operating as if they're an employee. They're not even paying themselves, right? Pay yourselves, ladies, and pay super. I didn't for a long time. And they're still in hustle and living from scarcity and worse, not making the impact that your soul blueprint wants you to do, right? never stepping into their brilliance. This is the stuff that gets me cranky, right? I see when my challenge is that I see women's higher self, like I can pick their vision, I can actually see it for them. And if they're willing, I can share it with them. But the problem is I see it, but they're not doing it. So it hurts me. It hurts me to see women not playing out to where they can be, right? And their business is a burden to them. We are done with this, ladies. We're done with this. So imagine being able to tune into your soul's purpose, becoming aware of and clearing those limiting beliefs, being able to feel clarity, purpose, and energy in your soul's work. Imagine building a business with simple yet powerful strategies that are your strategies, right? I'll show you what to do. It's okay. Until then, you'll be able to fly with going, oh, I know my next step. And they work because they're aligned to you. They're not someone else's. And then the impact you can have from that place, so doing less, earning more, creates that legacy. So I see it like this. When you embody these 4 Empress codes, they each play to each other, both ways around the circle, right? So if you have ease, you'll have grace because you've downloaded it. If you have the grace, you'll have abundance because you can attract clients in effortlessly. You've got style because you're doing it your way, and it all goes exactly around the other way. If you're not having the balance of each of these 4, things get a bit clunky, and that's okay too. That's my job to you know, get you back on track, get you back into alignment. And one of the acronyms I came up with, I thought I was pretty clever about this, is that, you know, we all talk about flow. I want flow. Well, here's how to get flow. Feminine love opens wealth. So if you take nothing from this training today, except that if you're getting the frequency of love, that will open wealth for you. That will open abundance. And so if you're wanting to embody the Empress Codes, align your inner feminine leader so that you can build your business from a place of prosperity and certainty, I'm going to open an invitation right now to you. Now, this is not for everyone. We have a mastermind that is just magical. This is where these women are really going for it and embodying these Empress Codes. So it's called Empress Legacy Mastermind. This is where over 12 months of working with myself and the team, you will embody each of these codes so that you can actually put your legacy empire out to the world. Now, you may actually already be doing your legacy empire. We'll obviously upgrade it, tweak it, bring clients in effortlessly, you know, probably quadruple what you're doing now in terms of revenue, whatever you're ready for. And it's all done in a really beautiful boutique container. This is not a mass program. There is only a small number of women because I work personally and intimately with every single one of them. Again, remember, I know their dog's name. Of course, I know their children's names and all the things, right? And myself and my team absolutely support these women on a daily basis. So if you're a woman who has a gift to give to the world, and she's already been, you know, doing your gift, this is not for brand new startups. If you're a startup, just write startup in the comments and we'll talk to you about a different container for you. This is for women who want to build that legacy empire. You want to be the CEO of your business. You want to work less and earn more. You want to do it in joy. You want to live your absolute life desires. Maybe you want to retire your husband. Maybe you want to homeschool your kids like me. This is for you. So it's about serve more, lead more, and build your legacy empire. And the coolest thing about this is actually hanging out with that sisterhood of women, right? So these are women who are already high level, they're already doing amazing things, and they're really breaking all the income ceilings for themselves and for other women. And when you're in that frequency of those kind of women, that's when you get pulled up, right? And then you get to bring the other women up to as well. So we all rise together. What's really important to me is that we actually have these in-person experiences. I know for me that travel has been the the number one way that has got me expansive and thinking differently, because I'm not a mom, I'm not a wife, I'm not a business owner, I'm not a daughter, I'm not a friend. I can just be focused on me. So it's really important to us that we give you 2 beautiful, luxurious retreats so that you can have a deep level transformation. We will do all of the business strategy, and we will download your soul star chakra blueprint. We will do energetic clearings. We will do cacao ceremonies. We'll do all of the juiciness. And I don't like to give too much away on what we do on these retreats, but no, they're extremely powerful and completely life-changing. Sidebar, one of my retreats was so powerful. We all got tattoos, not the same tattoo. That would be weird. We all actually, my clients all got tattooed because of the profound transformation that they experienced in one of my retreats. Again, you don't have to get tattooed. Some people are like, yeah, I'm out. Your tattoo. We actually did a ceremony with a high priestess, and everyone downloaded their sacred geometry codes, and yeah, it was super cool. Anyway, and then importantly, the reason again that we're so different in what we do is that you get to connect to your soul, your authentic version of you, not someone else's paradigm or perception of what you should be. This is really important. It is easy for a coach, a mentor to just go, oh, just do this, did it, and then you'll make all the money. I've tried that. Like, I've had coaches tell me what to do. It's worked for them. So I'm like, well, I'll just do what you say. And it doesn't work. May work for a bit, but then it doesn't. And the reason for that is because it's not yours. It must be yours. Sure, look, you know, I use strategies from a whole plethora of mentors, but I pick and choose the bits that are aligned to me, and then I throw it out the window and I make shit up and I do it my way. And that's the way that always works, my way. So I will help you with your way first until you then exercise this muscle of connecting in and being able to download. So we even teach you how to open your Akashic records. We actually have a section of our vault, I guess you would call it, that is called the temple. And the temple is where you go on a daily basis, like a literal temple. You go in there and you choose an activation, a meditation, an exercise that feminine realm of how to really work with your own energy. All right, this is the game changer, people. Seriously, if you've been doing business in the past by just doing strategy and doing more, and all the things, the funnels and the webinars and the whatevers and the halabas, and it's not working for you or it's not resonating for you, this is the way. This is the game changer way, when you actually embody these feminine codes. So if you are interested, I know I've just given you a quick little overview of that. Head to this link and you'll actually see the full sales page, which is empress-collective.com/legacy. I think Cleo's going to put that in the chat for you as well. Go and have a look. You can actually apply. We only take applications. So it's not open for everyone. We're looking for the right women to really co-create with myself and the team and the other sisterhood in 2023. So take a look at that. And if you want to know more about what we do, Cleo's going to drop her link in the chat if she hasn't already. Just have a chat with Cleo. She's the one there with Empress Empires. Have a chat about where you're at, right? If this is resonating on some level, we will have an offer that is at the right stage for you. Our Legacy Empire Mastermind is real. We are like so freaking lit up to bring these women into our world that you're going to create magic, right? Not only is it going to turn up in your income, It has a ripple effect in how you are a mother, a partner, a wife if you're a wife, how you're a friend, daughter, in every aspect of your life. And without going to personal stories about my clients, because that's their thing, but we have clients who have babies because they're aligned to it now. We have clients who leave marriages or start marriages. We're like, it's so interesting what happens relationship-wise while these women are up leveling, because I believe how you do one thing is how you do everything. So you embody these codes into your business, you'll see a ripple effect, only if the positive, everything's always in your highest good in the rest of your life. So have a chat to Cleo about that. Let me stop sharing. So that concludes the official part of the masterclass today. So I thank you all for coming and having your energy and your attendance. And again, we would love to talk to you more about you tapping into your Empress codes and embodying them. All right, thank you.